Ladies and gentlemen, this is Artist on Record, the show where we dive deep into the lives and careers of legendary musicians. And today we have somebody really special in the hot seat, the one and only, from Creedence Clearwater Revival, Stu Cook. If it is your first time here, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. And if you want to see this episode unedited, uncut, and be a part of our interviews, join our members only club. It's where you get all access, VIP treatment, and get to speak to your favorite artist. Now, right now, this gentleman needs no real introduction. Creedence Clearwater. I mean, think about that band. His impeccable bass lines, their lyrics that captured an era in time, with songs like Travellin Band, Proud Mary, where we're going to talk with Stu about that and their most recent video that they just did a documentary called Travellin Band. And who was narrating it? Not only, it was the dude, Jeff Bridges. We're going to talk about this and also talk about how come Creedence didn't do an encore? What was the reason behind that? Don't touch that dial. It all starts now, kids. Right now, the documentary that's out there, Travellin Band.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that briefly. You got that.
Cool.
How about that? After some 50 years now, almost 55 years, I think that was in 69. It came out great. The record company did an absolute fantastic job of piecing it together and keeping it focused on the important stuff about the band. And what a coup getting Jeff Bridges to do the narration. The dude.
I know.
I'm the dude, Duder, or El Duderino, if you're not into the whole brevity thing.
Are you employed, Mr. Lebowski?
Employed?
No.
Is narrating our documentary.
Now, you haven't met Jeff Bridges?
No, I have not. I look forward to it. So
So he must be a Creedence fan.
He's got to be.
He has to be. He's a musician too.
Who isn't a Creedence fan? I ask you.
I don't know anyway. It's not a Creedence fan, but wait, because he did such a great job just narrating the whole thing, Jeff Bridges. Mm-hmm. And it just shows you guys just at your prime, and it's such a great video.
I'd forgotten there's a ferocity in the performance, in that particular performance. I mean, we came there, to take names and kick some butt, and I'd forgotten, how intense we all were when we performed. It was that was a big surprise to me.
You like prize fighters. You had your eye on the prize. You really did.
Yeah. My only regret is, and this was band policy, John's policy, is that we didn't do that encore. I mean, those people were going nuts for 10, 15 minutes, and we still didn't go out and do one. Other than that, it's a really successful and true picture of a Creedence concert.
Now, not doing the encore. What was the reason? Was it just leave it hot, let it go?
John, we used to do encores. Everybody did encores. Everybody does encores, right? I mean, there's a couple of reasons to do an encore. Number one, if the audience wants one. Number two, when the audience wants one, you've probably had a good night too, and you've all had, you've reached together. You've it's like a giant orgasm.
The climax is right there.
Yeah, exactly. You and a bunch of strangers all got together, and this all happened. Their chemistry, their energy went to you. Yours went to them, and the whole thing just gets crazy. So then, if an encore was earned, the audience wanted one, the band earned one. Let's get out there. What are we gonna play? And one day, John just said, "We're not doing an encore. Encores are phony." Doug went, "What the fuck?" And those guys, that's the closest that anybody in the bands ever came to blows. I mean, a lot of bands constantly fight, right? Yeah. we never did. Maybe we should have, at least once or twice. And this might have been the time anyway. John just arbitrarily said, we're not doing encores. And at the time, it didn't seem like a hill worth dying on. But now, now that John's doing encores in his concerts, it just seems like it might have been a mistake not to have given the audience what they so obviously wanted. But that's life.
That's life. Did anybody at the time say? Did anybody say to him, John, what are you, crazy? Or his brother go, what are you, nuts?
It was an uncomfortable.
A ride back in the van must have been an uncomfortable
it's feeling. Like, John's a band leader, and we're his band, and we only have one leader at a time. And so, there's a lot of John and his brother agreed on a lot of stuff and disagreed on a lot of stuff. And we all had stuff that what every band has. You put it aside for the bigger prize, right? The goal, the dream. And so, like I said, it wasn't at the time. It didn't seem like a hill worth dying on. Like we were not going to break up over encores.
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah, and then it just became one of those things that just simmered. Like, damn it, tonight we should have done an encore. Maybe not. Then one night, maybe not tonight, but yeah, tonight definitely we should have done that night. Should have had an encore, but I'm crying over.
No, it's like a marriage, like we said in the beginning. Right. You have 4 guys, and then it's like your wife saying to you, "Do you remember that time what you just didn't open the door for me, Stu? You just didn't."
Right, and what good does it do to say you should have said something then?
Was Mr. Stu Cook of Creedence Clearwater Revival. And please, we always love to hear what you have to say. Make sure you give us some feedback. Put your comments down below. And also, if you want to see this episode unedited, unfiltered, join our All Access VIP Members Only Club right there. Hit that button for $9.99 a month. You get all this. You get to speak to your favorite artist and you get to hang with me. Until then, kids, it's only rock and roll, and we like it. And remember, who loves you, baby? We do.